With the new year just about a month away now, let's take a look at how investing might look throughout the next year, specifically what items you should be looking at and what has consistently proven to be good investments throughout 2021. So as always, if you guys do enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And quickly before we get into it, of course, be sure to check out my sponsor, Skimport. Skimport is a CSGO marketplace where you can find skins much cheaper than the Steam market. For example, if you're looking for a top tier knife, you can get a butterfly tiger tooth for just around $900 on Skimport, while they're going to cost you $1150 on the Steam market, so around $250 saved. And as always, if you're looking to sell skins for real money, Skimport only has a 6% selling fee on items over $1,000 and 12% on items under $1,000. So please stop getting ripped off on the Steam market and sign up to Skimport today with that link in the description. But for now, let's get right into the video. With this being a pretty active year for CSGO devs, we pretty much saw two operations within a 12-month period, with Broken Fang being released in December of 2020 and Riptide being released in late September of 2021. Hopefully, we get to see some big updates in the next year as well. And now that we've learned how CSGO likes to make operations from an investor standpoint and how they seem to cause heavy hits to the economy, we can expect what to come in 2022. But because of all of these new items in the game currently, especially with the new major items as well, it's taken a lot of the spotlight away from certain older investments. For example, cases, a cheap option that literally anybody can get into. The breakout case has been at a standstill for quite a while now specifically. After the release of Operation Riptide, it took a heavy hit in price along with the rest of the CSGO economy, especially other cases, and has been sitting stagnant there ever since. In my opinion, with all this new content in the game, majors, operations, all this new stuff, it's going to be difficult for cheap long-term investments like breakout cases, glove cases, stuff like that to keep going up and up and up consistently without hitting roadblocks like operations and majors. There's just too much other stuff in the way of it. And now, that's not to say that when we inevitably hit a dry period when there's no operation or no major going on, which should happen late February when this operation ends, that we won't see them start increasing in price again and see a lot of, I guess, quote unquote, forgotten investments increasing in price again, simply because there's too much stuff for other people to focus on. So we should definitely start to see them show some life at some point, but possibly not for long because they could have another huge dip when the next operation comes out. We just don't know when that's going to be, which is why it's such a big risk with these cheaper investments that everybody got into this year. But because of this, note that I said cheaper investments like cases are going to be harder to get profit on. This is pretty much the opposite for higher tier investments in my opinion going into the next year especially. For example, Cato 15 Hollows, an old, great-looking sticker with not only a lot of investors already, but actual collectors that want to buy these and make crafts with them as well. And with new operations, new cases, stuff like this, there is going to be people buying them to make crafts, and they're obviously incredibly limited as well, but there is still a market for them. And they've had a great year so far. For example, the Titan Hollow. I show the Steam market trend as for some reason there's a lot sold on there still, but they increased from around the $400 range in December to January to currently selling easily over $700 on the Steam market. The cheapest listed on the market right now is a bit under $800 with the highest buy order at around $730, so people are still buying for this price. And note that there was an insane spike during the summertime as well, where these things I believe hit the $1,400 range. And as supply gets lower, I think there's just more and more potential with these. Just to show you guys that there's profit with real money as well and not just Steam market funds, the Virtus Pro Hollow has over doubled since the beginning of the year as well. So just because it's cheaper than Titan Hollow and the Titan Hollow might possibly be out of your budget, don't think it's not possible to make a profit on the Cato 15 Hollow just because it might be something that I guess more people are talking about or it's more expensive already and you think that means it has more room to grow. But I think these Cato 15s along with Cato 14s, which I'm not really going to go into because I doubt 99% of the people watching this video want to spend thousands if not tens of thousands on a single sticker, are definitely on the top of my list to look at during the new year. As for operation items in general, just including Broken Fang and Riptide, I think there's just too much supply to make them viable compared to other investments usually. I would like to think this is the bottom for Operation Broken Fang prices, but we still have to acknowledge the absurd supply, not just now for investors, but in the future as well. If CSGO devs keep doing operations the same way they have been doing them, allowing players to choose which collections they want, making the quote-unquote better looking or more sought after skins just have massive supply, like we saw with the Op Fade and why it's dipped so low, it's just not going to be possible to make money from an investing standpoint. The ideal situation that I would like to see play out past this point would be for these skins to actually start increasing once the current operation is over, so we once again go through a bit of a dry period during the spring and summer. Maybe we'll see a huge spike in the entire CSGO economy like we saw last summer randomly as well, but that's just a guess. But either way, I think that's the most likely scenario if these skins were to start increasing again. I think it's got to wait till the end of this operation at least, and February 20th is the date Valve stated for that, so we definitely still have some time, but I just don't see any reason for these to start increasing again until we get at least towards the end of the operation. Once we're in the middle of it and everybody's still focused on these major items as well, not just the operation items, I don't really see a reason for any old operation items to increase. But once this operation is over, I do think high tiers are definitely the top thing to look at, and not just stickers. Top tier skins are definitely another talking point. Glock Fades, Dragon Lores, Op Prince, Gungnir, stuff like that. Of course, the Prince and Gungnir being from Shattered Web, where we didn't have the supply issues because you couldn't choose the collection you wanted, but just older stuff like that, you get the point, where there's not a ton of supply and there's always going to be a market for it. The issue with the way CSGO devs do stuff now is that not only everything is cheap and really easy to obtain, whether major sticker capsules when they have their 75% off sale or operation stars you can use to buy whatever collection you want, it's just so easy for anyone to get in on investing because now people have found out about it and literally everyone wants to make a quick buck, which is why you see the major sticker investing isn't profitable anymore. Because you don't need a lot of money to do it, and you can buy in mass if you do have a lot of money, which is arguably worse, which is why I think higher tier investments are going to be the way to go for 2022. There's obviously going to be more limited of a market, more limited people buying them, but there is still hype behind them, and with such low supply, especially in Cato 15 hollows, I think it's just a great selling point for them from an investing standpoint. Same goes with a lot of the old skins like Dragon Lores, Glock Fades, stuff like that. But overall, I don't think CSGO investing is dead like a lot of people are saying it is, but a lot has changed in the past year. And because of this, we've got to be out with the old strategies and in with the new. And in my eyes, that means we're going to have to start looking at higher tier, more expensive items if you actually want to make some money from this. So besides all that, I think that does cover pretty much my broad investment strategy for the new year from my perspective. If Valve continues doing operations and majors the way they have been doing them, I honestly don't see much profit in them. But things can change and I'll definitely keep you guys up to date if they do. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.